Welcome to Bastard Quest. I'm the Game Bastard Kyle.
I'm Todd.
Corey.
I'm Austin.
We're playing Warhammer Fantasy Roleplay 4th Edition today. This is a game from Cubicle 7.
What?
Yeah.
Okay. I wasn't aware of that.
We've literally done it like the past 5 episodes.
Corey's against cubicles.
I thought we were going to talk about James Earl Ray today, or what kind of podcast is this?
Yeah, true crime podcast. James Earl Ray.
Yeah.
That's it.
Welcome to my favorite redneck.
Crimes committed exclusively by people with the first name James.
Right. James Vanderbeek. The time he shoplifted.
That's episode 2.
Rick James.
We're playing Warhammer Fantasy.
Couch Crimes podcast.
We just started a new arc. Go back an episode or continue on. Live your life. Austin, who are you playing?
I am Harlow Finn, the witch hunter.
Harlowfin is what I call him, because he's always loafing. Get off your tuchus.
Corey, who are you playing?
I am Brinda, the decent wizard's apprentice.
Yes.
And my trusty duck sidekick, Z'mage.
At this point, we're just going to call it a wizard's familiar.
Okay.
The duck Z'mage.
Yeah.
Todd?
Stevie.
You were on the trail of an ex-witch hunter, a thief, a dabbler in dark magic, Ethan Crane.
Thank
Dark
God it's
math.
Dark math.
Yeah.
I got my calculator. I'm good.
Calculus. He learned geometry. No,
Thank God it's not Ethan Hunt. He's wily.
he is. Dabbler in dark magic, Ethan Crane. Believed to be secluded in Castle Drakenfels in the Grey Mountains. You've tracked him to the village of Gristmill in the foothills and secured a highly reliable guide to Castle Drakenfels.
Oh, yeah.
Matthias Roussel.
I got a good feeling about this.
Yeah, a man who believes the duck is his grandson.
He could be right. There's magic. It could be a polymorph boy.
Well, there's enough people in Western Kentucky that think they're descended from the Cherokee, so...
Yeah, same thing, right?
I mean, you
Yeah.
could be 1/16 duck.
I was going to say, we're all a little duck.
All right.
I think I have a T-shirt that says that.
You awake.
Coming exclusively to the Patreon soon. We're all in little duck t-shirts. Sign up now.
It's just the words, but in like the one corner, it's just the tiniest graphic of a duck.
And we'll send you
barely
a
see it.
cracker.
We'll staple the cracker to the shirt. You awaken in the inn/tavern establishment in Gristmill.
By the late Mary Hill.
She's there cooking breakfast in the back kitchen.
Oh, she didn't get torn to
fantastic.
pieces. Okay,
she was
good.
not randomly killed. She comes out. She does have a bandage on her head,
Okay.
covering one eye.
Marion, dear, what has happened to your noggin?
Oh, this? I just dyed my hair and got some on my eye. I thought it would look bad.
Oh, love, your hair's lovely. I meant to mention that earlier.
Thank you.
Says Z'mage.
So she serves
A lot of that.
She serves out breakfast to you 3 travelers, the only travelers to visit Gristmill in quite a while.
Oh, was the bar empty when we came in last night?
No.
No.
You gotta, there was a drinking contest. Austin, do you listen to this show, Austin?
Yeah, come on,
I mean,
man.
not often.
I mean, what is their major, like, cash crop or export? What do they do in this town?
Farm,
What?
rutabaga.
Got it. Okay.
Beats.
The door to the tavern, or the inn/tavern opens, and an old man hobbles in. Ah, where's my grandson? There he is.
This is a disgusting character. I just want to say I hate doing this duck.
Hey,
And I'm sorry. I'm sorry if I'm getting spit on y'all's bourbon.
I tried to get you to recruit a goose, and you could have just honked.
Shit.
Yeah, no. I know what I'm about, son.
Okay, thank you, Kyle. One of us needs to be.
Matthias comes in. He has a pack that he's prepared. A walking stick. Oh, it's bright and early, fellas. The 3 of you and my grandson will go up to Castle Drakenfels and do whatever it is you need to do there. You're going to steal bricks like me?
Why is it that you steal bricks?
Well, it's not really stealing. Nobody lives there anymore. Because they're just laying around, free for the taking.
You're freeing the bricks.
No, I put them on my house. I got a nice house I built out of bricks from Castle Drakenfels.
Stevie confused. How is Duckman your grandson?
What, Duck, what are you talking about? It's my grandson, a strapping young lad.
Of course, Stephen. Of course, this is a male child who is tiny and winged.
Yes, people are different.
Wink, says Brinda.
Stevie immediately blushes.
I don't cotton to ducks.
Oh, yes, perish the thought. They're filthy animals.
Oh,
They spit.
Duck killed my wife.
Is that so, Matthias?
Yes, John Duck.
I think you mean James Duck, the famous assassin.
Well, it could have been James. It was a while ago. He stabbed her right in the face. The only person who saw it was our grandson, who ran off. And I'm glad he's returned. Promptly. It's all right, grandson.
Stevie apologized, not mean to bring up past trauma.
All right, well, before anyone discovers anything else, I think we should hit the road.
Oh, we can just walk on it.
All right, here we go.
Well, at the end of the day, walking is just kicking to get somewhere.
He looks at you like you just blew his mind.
I have a calculator. I know science. Oh.
Matthias leads you out of the inn/tavern, up through Gristmill, into the forest. Doesn't take very long to get out of the village because, it's 5 buildings and some air. You head into the hills, the gray mountains looming in the distance. So on the way, Matthias tells you of the journey you're going to make. Well, we're going to go up the foothills, and we're going to get to the Gurgling Gorge, and we're going to cross the bridge. I don't know what it's called. I just call it the Gurgling Gorge on account of that's the sound a river makes. It goes gurgle, gurgle, gurgle.
Stevie knows that sound.
Have you been to the Gurgling Gorge?
Stevie lives on the water. Silly man.
No one can live on the water. Except for ducks.
Sons of bitches.
Brinda, perhaps you should carry your companion the rest of the way.
Yes, my grandson gets tired. You can carry him.
Oh, not a problem at all. I've got a falconer's glove for ducks.
So once we get to the Gurgling Gorge, well, we get on to the Gray Mountains, and it is mostly just a trail. We're going to do some climbing, but we got to watch out for goblins. They're dangerous, and there are lots of them in the Gray Mountains, orcs and goblins. They got pointy arrows and swords, leather jackets.
Well, how are you? Oh, goodness. Well, how are you with combat, my good sir?
Oh, I don't. I just run.
I see.
Or I hide behind rocks, or I just yell, "Ooh, I'm a leper."
Very wise, dear Matthias. I do that to get out of a lot of shit. To be fair.
I got out of a speeding ticket the other day.
Right. My landlord was banging on the door for rent the other day. I was like, leper.
You would not believe how many times I've been able to call in sick at the catering company with leprosy.
Oh, man.
Ooh, that'll do it.
I don't have to share my food with my wife anymore.
Right?
Sir, do you know why I pulled you over? I'm a leper.
No, your car is on fire.
All right, so we're crossing a river.
A gurgling gorge.
Yeah, so explains you're going to come to the gorge. You're going to have to cross that. There's orcs. And eventually we'll get to the Gray Mountains, but I guess he's kind of a doorman. He watches the gate. I don't rightly know what he calls himself. He's an ogre. He's big. He's got a big belly. And I call him Chris.
Well, okay.
He's my friend on account of one time I gave him a pig that I found so I could get bricks.
It's very one note, this Matthias said. Expect him to be a Lego collector in the modern times.
5 buildings, air, and a brick-based economy.
That's right.
So he probably won't like you very much. And it's been a while since I gave him a pig, so he might not like me very much. I'm just saying we'll have to use our wits.
Stevie has many wits.
Good.
He's counted each of them.
With my calculator.
So we'll probably just let my grandson do the talking.
Good. All right.
All right.
He's always good with his silver bill, I called him. Yeah. Yes, sir.
Brinda can hear what the duck is saying, but that's what y'all hear when the duck's
Right.
That's my duck impersonation.
I get it.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like Donald Duck had something wrong with him.
Yeah, it's stage 4 something.
It's like Donald Duck with trench mouth.
So it'll be a few days on the road. I hope you all brought supplies.
Stevie never travel without ham.
I have bread.
And I have everything else.
Okay.
Okay, good.
Now, we did come prepared to travel.
Yes. Yeah. We will assume that your characters are competent enough to get basic traveling supplies.
Or at least the Witchmaster General told us, hey, you guys are going to need some shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. Someone in the hierarchy of the witch hunters took you aside and said, "Look, idiots, but everybody's going to have to make a toughness test
Okay.
to represent hiking through the hills
Oh,
towards
Stevie's
the gorge."
down.
Yeah, I'm sure your toughness is somewhere around 70.
Could I use my endurance in this skill?
Yes, if you have the endurance skill, you can use it.
Okay.
Fantastic.
That gives me a +5 in my toughness, which makes it a 34.
So this is an average difficulty, so it's going to be at +20.
Okay.
And Kyle, I can use outdoor survival for this, correct?
Sure. Since we're outdoors and it's about surviving, yeah.
All right. So that skill is a 39, so I'm going to be trying to beat a 59.
Okay. And the duck's on my duckiner's glove, so I'm good.
Sure,
on that.
yeah.
I don't have to roll for him.
No, he's fine. He's a duck.
By the way, let's see. Stevie's toughness is 41. He has 10 advances in endurance.
Jesus.
And the +20, so that's 71. Yeah.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Steven.
Given the amount of 90s you rolled in the past few games, I feel good.
97.
Oh, it found Corey tonight.
I rolled a 10.
Stevie rolled a 65.
I mean, unsurprisingly, Stevie is fine.
Yes.
Not at all tired.
Nope. He's actually, before he lays down, he goes looking to see if he can find any wildflowers that he can pick for Miss Brenda.
You might want to try to find Miss Brenda.
Corey, Miss Brenda is going to take 1 wound from sore muscles and exhaustion.
Okay, I'll probably ride on Steven's back from here on out.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, Stevie liked that.
Z'mage is fine.
Z'mage, thank you.
Oh, sorry, Z'mage. But after the first day, you get to the top of a hill. As the sun is setting in the west, you have this grand vista laid out before you. The gray mountains rising all around you. In the very far distance, atop a peak, you can see just the vaguest outline of a multi-towered castle. Some amount of ruin, still quite some ways away. Matthias points it out. Down slope of this large hill you're on, it'd probably still take an hour or two to get to, but you can see a large gorge and the rough outline of a bridge you can make out in the fading twilight crossing it. There's the sounds of insects and wild creatures. This is not a full forest. There's some grasslands and copses of trees here and there.
Everyone wait here. I'll scout ahead.
Hold on a minute there. Let's send somebody not person. Can I send Z'mage to fly and scout ahead? I think that would be a safer bet
would be
than
fine.
us splitting up.
That's
you
fine.
know?
As long as he doesn't give away his identity.
Yeah, you can. Now, you guys are definitely going to camp for the night, but you can send him to scout ahead.
Okay.
To see what is immediately ahead of you on the trail for tomorrow.
Okay.
What is your goal for Z'mage here?
Scouting.
Sure, but is he looking for
Danger.
danger?
Yeah,
okay.
for sure. Orcs and goblins and such.
Right. So signs of other people.
Sure.
Or other sentient creatures.
Yeah.
I think this would be pretty easy for a duck flying over. But at the end of the day, he's still a duck, so it's
Yeah.
going to be his willpower.
Okay. That's pretty good for Z'mage, actually.
Yeah, and it's easy, so that's plus 30.
Okay, his willpower is 20.
I feel like that is very high for an animal.
It's one of his high stats are intelligence and willpower. The wise duck, as they say.
Ah, yes.
Quick, Stevie, engage the old man in a game of tiddlywinks and distract him.
Okay, so that make Z'mage's target number 50? 74? Eyesight like a duck, as they say. Can't see 2 feet in front of him.
Z'mage flies off, and the camera follows him, leaving our intrepid adventurers behind on a hillside.
Like the Lord of the Rings eagle cam, except he smashes into a window.
He's flying through the clouds, remembers what he's supposed to be doing, flaps closer to the ground. It's all darkness. Ducks are not known for their night vision. But he doesn't see any strange creatures. He does see a pond with other ducks on it. And he lands. And the first thing he hears is, "Who the hell are you?"
Hey! Z'mage, duck.
"This is my pond." And it's a rather large duck. Perhaps even goose-sized.
May I splash about in your pond, sir?
"I don't care for other waterfowl splashing in my waters." You can attempt to persuade him.
I did not expect to have so much duck content this early.
That's the T-shirt.
Yeah.
You give me a duck to talk to, and now obviously Z'mage does not have skills as such.
Well, except for his weapon on his bill.
Sure,
He's trained for war.
but also this is a goose. His conversational skills leave a lot to be desired.
Right.
So this would be an easy test.
Okay.
Plus 30 with your fellowship.
Okay, his fellowship is 10. So trying to beat a 40 here. 1.
Nice.
I guess you can. It's a free pond,
Thank you.
but don't poop in it.
I would never.
What are you doing here, duck? I thought all the ducks were gone.
Seriously?
Float north for the winter or for
Oh,
summer.
okay. Okay. I thought you were building some more lore. Like I thought you were
No,
the last
no.
of your kind.
No, it's just it's summer starting. The ducks are flying north. And,
Okay.
Well, to be honest, and what was your name, sir?
My name is Kurt Stewart. I have a last name. A lot of gooses don't, but I do. Based on Patreon member Kurt Stewart.
Well, I'll be honest with you, Kurt.
This voice sucks. I hate it so much.
I love it.
It's the first one that I'm like, God damn it, why did I choose this voice?
I appreciate honesty.
Well, I'm accompanying a party of peoples. Man peoples.
People,
Yeah.
why?
They're on a mission. There's a man in yonder castle,
Sure. Carry on.
and he's bringing darkness to this land. He'll dry up on the ponds.
You mean the magical knot goose? That's what I call him.
Yeah, you a dick.
Yeah, he's a real dick.
So we're trying to stop him.
I was trying to land on one of his castle towers because I thought it'd be cool to land up there and just honk at the world, and he chased me off with a broom.
I thought you were gonna say, and then this old man started taking it apart brick by brick.
Yeah, and there was an old man there who was stealing bricks. That was weird.
I know that dude.
Oh, yeah, he's a very strange fellow.
We're gonna stop that guy so you can honk at the world.
I want to honk at the world. You're okay, Kurt.
You're Kurt. I'm the Z'mage.
Oh, you're Z'mage. Right, I'm Kurt.
We're not the smartest animals.
No. But look, I think you should just fly up there instead of walking. Tell those people to grow wings.
They can't fly, but they got bread. Can you help us in any way?
What kind of bread?
Rye.
Not much of a rye man,
Picky goose.
but I'll take it. What do you need?
We hear there's a man guarding the gate.
The big fat one?
Yes.
I call him Chris.
I hear that's accurate.
I'm just like fascinated by this duck goose conversation.
He works for the bad magic man.
Yes, if you would like to help us stop him, that'd be cool.
I want his hat.
We'll get you his hat.
Okay, I'm in. Also the bread. I'm still in for the bread.
They only want a paper bundle.
2 legs are so stupid.
I'm telling you, wait, I got 2 legs. You got 2 legs.
Well, no, we have webbed feet. They're not legs. They're
Oh,
just
yeah,
little
just
stubby
feet.
leg feet webs things.
We kick the ground with them to get places.
I use my wings.
You know, I feel like in real life, if there were a conversation to happen between the goose,
would go just
it
like
was
this.
exactly like this.
Yeah.
But
There's a lot of waiting around.
meanwhile, like some of the orcs and goblins camping nearby just hear honk, quack, honk, honk.
They actually do distract them enough for us to get across the bridge.
One orc looks at another. What the fuck is that?
Wow.
Might be them demon geese.
Should we call someone, Roy? I don't.
Meanwhile, Rousseau's like, whatever happened to my grandson?
I feel like we got a spinoff in the works.
You're like, you just tell me how I can help, and I'll help.
This is the Hobbs and Shaw of Bastard Quest.
Oh, God.
Kurt, it's been an honor.
The honor is all mine.
It's a wonderful conversation.
Yeah.
It's devolving.
I killed a snake this morning.
Oh, I hate them grounders.
You want to eat him with me?
I wouldn't mind.
So they do that for 20 minutes.
By the way, tonight's Bastard Quest episode written by David Mamet.
Beautiful.
Guess what we're talking about in the Barrel and Bond bathroom?
Yeah, exactly.
So after a while,
So I think Z'mage basically asks him to keep an eye out for dangers.
Sure.
And if Kurt sees any goblins or orcs, to let us know that they're in our way.
he will. He pledges his goose loyalty to his new friend.
Dem Bobslow.
That's that is
Stop it.
no
Stop it.
that's the foul
Yeah.
for blessings to your house.
And also with you. Yes. I
Yes.
understand.
He honks.
Meanwhile, back at the camp, Stevie has taken out his lute.
Oh, God.
And he's written a song about their journey. And he's playing the lute, and it goes something like this.
Now, Todd, I'm expecting 3 verses and a bridge for how long these fucking ducks were talking.
You'll get what I give you. I see pretty trees. I see pretty rocks. I see pretty leaves. They stuck in my socks. I see pretty sky and clouds and all of nature's splendor, but none of these things as pretty as Miss Brinda. Bling.
Okay, I'm back from peeing. What happened?
Z'mage flies in, lands on your arm.
Hello, my dear.
Well, I have nothing to contribute.
Matthias rolls over, coughs. Sorry, I fell asleep. Was somebody saying something? Oh, my grandson is back. Oh, you met Kurt?
So maybe he is.
Motherfucker.
Wait, Kyle, are you alluding to there may be a plot point where he is the transfigured grandson of Matthias who was turned into a duck by an evil warlock at some point?
Maybe.
Okay, all right, good.
Well, in the time that has passed,
Yeah.
Harlow Finn has scouted ahead and killed most goblins in the forest.
Oh, I see.
By the way, that was like a very J.R.R. Tolkien move. It's, while the action's happening, Harlow like murdering goblins and everything, it's like, we're going to take up 10 pages for a conversation between a duck and a goose.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So the night passes uneventfully. All your characters rest well. Sun rises the next morning. You get on the road, working your way down to the gorge. And the Gurgling Gorge is as good as the name that Matthias gave it. You can hear the river splashing against jagged rocks at the bottom of the gorge, the roar of multiple waterfalls. And this is a very large gorge. Stretching across it is a very spindly rope bridge that looks like it was maintained, sometime around the birth of Christ and has been neglected since.
Okay.
Though in Warhammer it'd be Sigmar.
Gotcha.
Matthias starts out across it. Come on, grandson.
Yes, old man, you know the boards to actually step on and the ones to avoid. You go first.
What do you mean? And he steps on a board and it snaps. He almost falls into the river. Oh, you got to watch yourself. Some of these boards are very bad. What were you saying, Witch Hunter?
You go right ahead.
So he's making his way across. Who is following him?
Stevie afraid he might be too heavy for puny bridge.
Harlow has a backpack full of standard supplies.
Sure.
Cal, can we say Harlow has a rope? I'd like to string that amongst all the party members to kind of tether us together while we're crossing the bridge.
Yeah, that's smart.
Brenda is going to use her spell Beast Form.
All right.
Form of squirrel. And she's going to scamper across the rope with the grace of a squirrel.
Okay.
Z'mage immediately gives chase.
Kill mortal enemies.
I'm not even going to make you roll for the spell. I'm just going to say you turn into a squirrel.
Yeah, squirrels can scamper.
And I feel like if it comes to combat, that's no real advantage.
Well, okay.
So, because you're a squirrel.
Okay.
Stevie is going to go last because he realizes with his size, he could very well destroy the bridge. So he wants to make sure everyone else gets across. So he's going last.
Okay.
That's right. Make sure the heaviest guy's on the bottom when the whole thing.
Now, this is a very long bridge. It would be, if you're waiting for each person to cross fully before the next person starts crossing, it would be lengthy.
I don't think we have to do that. I mean, if we're all tethered together.
That's not what I meant. I just meant he's the last one. I mean, he's not going to wait for everyone else.
Okay,
but,
gotcha. So Matthias is crossing, Brinda's scampering across, Harlow is going, and then Stevie. And then presumably the duck is just flying.
Yes, of course.
So Brinda's a squirrel.
Yes.
So everybody's going to need to make agility checks.
All right. That's going to be a 31 for me.
And these are challenging.
Brinda in squirrel mode has a 40.
Stevie's agility is 28.
The one low stat.
Yeah.
Wow.
All right, roll.
I rolled a 4.
Got a 28.
I rolled a 97.
Hello. Z'mage, save him. Z'mage swoops down like Gandalf on top of Orthanc.
It puts the final bit of weight on Stevie to make it right. No, Brinda is scampering across. Harlow is making his way nimbly, avoiding the more dangerous and rotten pieces of wood. Stevie is Stevieing and gets a third of the way through. One board snaps. He tumbles a bit, goes up to his hip. He starts trying to crawl out. Another one pops. An arm goes through. Stevie's in a bit of a pickle.
Brinda shouts back and uses the Chinese words that Indiana Jones said to Short Round on the bridge in the similar situation to tell him to loop his legs around the rope.
It's interesting that you reference that because that's when the goblins start firing arrows at you.
Hello.
So everyone needs to roll initiative.
I would just like to point out that one of Stevie's advanced skills is swim.
Sure, that'll help with the 100-foot drop.
Well, if he survives, I mean,
That's fair.
All right. My initiative is 27.
Mine's 31.
Stevie's initiative is 39.
88.
49.
1.
Todd actually did the best. Then Austin, Corey, and the goblins rolled an 89.
Oh,
Hey.
okay. What about Roussel?
He doesn't count.
Oh.
He's just more of a hindrance.
That's
see.
fair.
Hey, grandson, I think they're goblins. And that's on some of the surrounding hills. You see dark figures clambering to their feet, raising bows, and starting to fire arrows down at you.
That fucking goose fucked me.
And that's when you hear. That's when you hear honk, honk, honk.
Thanks, buddy.
Todd, you go first. Stevie's turn. You're in somewhat of an exposed position over the shore.
Sure. I mean, the first thing Stevie's going to have to do is pull himself back up onto the bridge to keep from falling.
Yes.
So I'm assuming that would be agility?
Yep.
Oh, really? I would almost thought that would be strength.
Well, it's not so much as to whether or not he has the strength to pull himself back up, as to whether he can do it without breaking more boards.
Ah, okay. Can Harlow assist him, being adjacent to him on the rope?
Yeah, if that's your turn.
Yeah, I'll do that.
Okay.
Stevie does have the basic skill of climb, which is a strength skill. Would that apply here, Kyle?
Do you have any advances in climb?
5.
I'll let you use those on your agility.
All right. So Stevie's agility is 28, and he has 5 advances, so that will be a target number 33.
And Harlow is helping you, so you can have another 10.
All right, so 43. Thank you, Harlow.
You can do it, Stevie.
All Stevie is thinking about is Miss Brinda. She's cute, even as squirrel.
She can't speak in squirrel mode. I just looked it up.
All right, so what is a 00 and a 0?
100.
Oh, that's a 100. Awesome.
Jesus.
So that's a critical failure.
So how's that fortune looking?
I have 3
I was
fortune.
about to say, I don't think we've used any in
Dude,
this
you haven't
adventure.
used any in this adventure.
Stevie will use a fortune. That's an 18.
That is a success.
Yes.
So you get to your feet, with mainly Harlow pulling you on the rope, helps you get up. You're still on the bridge. Austin, that was your turn. So now, Corey, it is Brenda the squirrel's turn.
Can Brinda turn back into a Brinda from the squirrel?
Yeah, I see no reason why you couldn't drop the spell. I mean, now that you're in combat, if you try to resume animal form, you'll have to roll. But yes.
Okay. She's going to turn back into a Brinda, and she's on the other side of the bridge at this point, right?
No, you're not in the middle of the bridge, but you're pretty close. You're about 2/3 of the way across. Which, if you spent your turn scampering, the squirrel could make it across, and then you could turn in at the end of your turn to Brinda.
Okay, I'll continue scampering.
Okay, that's your turn though, to get off the bridge.
Okay, I'll do that.
Okay,
Where are the goblins in this situation? Are they just standing at the other end of the bridge?
they're not exact. So there's some actually behind you on a hill, and some kind of to the southeast.
Are they on both sides of the bridge?
They're on both sides,
Jesus.
but they're not blocking your path. It looks like they're just trying to take pock shots.
Like sticking out of like rocky outcroppings
Yeah.
and stuff like that. Okay.
Gotcha.
Standing on top of hills, leaning over rocks. Goblins are not the bravest. They're not going to charge down and engage you in hand to hand. Now, right now, Corey, all the goblins have seen is a squirrel. So if you turn into Miss Brinda at the end of your turn, they will know, oh, wizard.
Brinda's going to stay squirrel till the end of this turn for sure, and probably wait until the next turn to turn back into Brinda. Can she
Okay.
act when she becomes Brinda again on the next turn?
Yeah, yes.
Okay.
This turn, you're just spending your action getting off the bridge.
Yeah, Brinda.
So that is the goblins. They are taking shots at Harlow and Stevie. They do see a duck flying by, but they're not interested in a duck right now. Okay, so a total of 7 goblin arrows fly from the surrounding terrain. Most bounce harmlessly off the bridge or just miss entirely. However, 2 strike home, and so I'm going to roll a die. Let's see, I'm going to roll a d10. 1 to 3, it's Todd. 7 to 10, it's Austin, and if it's in between, it's both of you. So it's 8. So Austin,
Oh, I used to be an adventurer like you. Then I took an arrow to the knee.
2 arrows hit you in the head.
Oh, shit.
Hey, Jesus.
Oh,
One of them rolled a 4, one of them rolled a 7. So you take 2 arrows to the head.
Wow.
Each inflicts 7 damage.
What a wild and crazy guy.
Okay.
Your toughness bonus will apply.
Yeah. I have a toughness bonus of 3.
Sure.
So then that's going to be 11 points of damage.
No, it's 2 separate hits. So your toughness bonus applies twice.
Oh, okay. All right. So then that's only 8 points of damage.
Correct. You take a total of 8 points of damage.
All right. I'm down to 4. I am immediately in need of assistance.
Arrows come whizzing past you, slashing your face open, and the goblins are screeching and cajoling. Todd, it is Stevie's turn.
Fucking cajoling bastards. Come on. Don't you hate
Well,
that? I hate
obvious-
getting shot at by arrows while they cajole.
That's the worst. And they're doing it in a language you don't speak. Swedish.
Really?
since Harlow helped Stevie,
Sure.
Stevie's going to help Harlow.
Okay.
Thank you.
Stevie's gonna pick him up and throw him over his shoulder and run towards land across the bridge.
Okay. I think it's strength check, Todd. Gonna say that is low average, so plus 10 to it.
Oh, that's a 72.
Make a dexterity test to see if you can keep hold of your Harlow bundle.
Okay. Stevie's dex is 30, and that's a 51.
Stevie hefts Harlow, starts running across the bridge, stumbles, falls, one leg goes through, and Harlow goes tumbling over the rope.
Kyle, did you just skyfall me off the bridge?
You're going to have a chance to grab the bridge.
Lord.
Austin, make an agility test.
All right. Well, flying heroically through the air, hemorrhaging with massive brain damage, Harlow makes a desperate grab for the rope bridge. That's a 31. Kyle, any modifiers here?
I don't think so.
You can do it! Does that help?
You get moral support from Z'mage, Patreon member Z'mage, so that's plus 5.
Yes.
Plus 5.
Well, it's a standard duck bonus.
For a moment, Harlow contemplates not even grabbing it.
These life choices I've made.
All right, trying to beat a 36. Oh, it's a 19.
Nice.
You go flipping over, and just instinctually, your hands grab rope. Your arms get twisted up, so you're dangling above the river, above the gorge. Your arms are twisted in the ropes of the rope bridge. It's quite comfortable. It's very breezy.
Yeah.
Except for the rope burn and the goblin arrows flying past you. The word for that, it is your turn, actually.
Wait, does Z'mage get a turn in this?
On
Since he has
Brinda's
a war
turn.
duck?
He would on Brinda's turn. He can act
okay.
on Brinda's initiative. Yes.
Gotcha. Just double checking because he does have a war bill.
Yeah, he does. That is
Yeah.
true.
All right, so Kyle, in this system, if I take a massive amount of damage like that in a turn, does it inflict anything secondary?
When you're just taking wounds, no. However, there
To
are
the head.
Yeah.
2 of them.
there are critical injuries that can do that.
Okay. I probably have them, but we'll...
So, for example, how many wounds does your character have total?
12 total.
So, once you take all your wounds and damage, anytime you get hit after that, you're taking critical injuries.
Okay.
So, actually, you would want to get shot in the head early, if that makes any sense. 'Cause
Okay.
if you got shot in the head when you didn't have any wounds left, it'd be bad.
All right. Well, Harlow's feeling groggy, but he's still conscious. Hanging from the bridge, blood pouring from his head. He says, well, at the outset, can I just tell everyone, excellent job so far.
My grandson got us this far.
Stevie just doing best he can, Harlow.
Yes, Stevie, you did a great job. You got back on the bridge. We need our heavy.
Said Brenda.
Now, could you possibly try to maybe pull me up when your turn comes back around? And as he's doing this, Harlow tries to haul himself back up onto the bridge.
All right, roll your strength. You can have a plus 10 because you're used to picking yourself up off the side of bridges.
Okay?
That's another encouraging quack.
Encouraging
Does that
quack.
help at all?
Not this time.
Okay, fuck.
All right, so I'm trying to beat a 44. It's a 33.
Harlow is able to, mainly using the rope tied to Stevie, pull
He
himself.
pulls the arrows out of his head and uses them like pikes to pull himself up like a mountain climber.
Well, Harlow hauls himself back up onto the bridge, draws his sword, and just kind of rakes it across the front of his face and snaps off the arrow shaft sticking out of his head.
Very cool.
So he kind of looks like Hellboy.
But he's still real hurt.
He is inches from death.
Right, the worst part of the arrow are still in his head.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
The goblins all look at each other. What is that guy doing? That is Harlow's turn. Corey, it is Miss Brinda and Z'mage.
Okay, I think I'm going to let Z'mage go first with his blade bill.
Sure.
I'm sure he's had time to scout the area and he's seen the goblins.
Of course.
Yeah, he definitely saw the goblins.
Well, I'm sure he's seen where they are located.
Yeah. He did do actual reconnaissance. So.
Z'mage is going to dive bomb the nearest goblin with his war bill.
Make a weapon skill attack. The goblins are completely unaware, so this will be at a plus 20.
Okay. They never think of the duck.
Correct.
His weapon skill is 15, but his war bill gives him plus 15 to weapon skill.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Yeah,
so
so
he'd be at
50.
50.
14.
All right, so Corey, what war cry do these goblins hear coming from the sky?
The goblins are laying in new arrows, aiming, preparing to pepper Harlow and Stevie, and with a great duckish war cry,
Of course.
Z'mage descends, flapping and pecking. The goblins don't know what to do about this.
Who would?
They've never encountered an armed duck before.
How did it come to this? What did we do? We're so fucking stupid.
So the goblins in one group on the south facing, they all fail their willpower test, and they break and run.
I mean, that's fair.
The goblins on your back trail are aiming, and then a goose descends upon them. However, they're more familiar with fighting geese. Geese are ornery creatures.
Right, yeah.
Also, this goose doesn't have like sharp metallic blades fitted over his bill.
Right.
So Kurt the Goose is going to distract this group of goblins for one turn, but then they'll start firing again after they drive him off.
Okay.
So Brinda can act.
Okay, she's made it across in squirrel
She's across.
mode.
She is on the south side with Matthias. Oh, my grandson is so brave.
So she turns back into Brinda.
Sure.
Can she see any of the goblins from her vantage point?
Oh, yeah. It's quite clear there's a group of goblins fighting a goose on the north side of the gorge.
Okay. She's going to use her spell, Damn the Torpedoes, which is the Amber Spear.
Yeah, okay. So what is the CN of Damn the Torpedoes?
8.
Okay. To cast that, you would have to get 8 success levels. However, you can channel magic to essentially build up magical energy. And each round that you channel, you make a channeling test.
Okay.
And you're essentially, so your success levels on your channeling test reduce the challenge number of the spell when you actually got to cast it. You're going to channel magic to try to cast a spell, basically. So the first round, you roll your channeling test. Let's say you get 2 successes.
Okay.
If you tried to cast it the next round, it wouldn't be 8, it would be 6.
Okay.
And you can channel for as many rounds as you want until it gets down to 0 if you want it.
So it's like Dragon Ball Z, where one episode is just the guys powering up, and like, oh! And then the next episode is, like, the release.
It's exactly like that.
Okay, gotcha.
But you're a decent wizard.
Okay.
Shockingly accurate.
Okay.
So you would need to roll your channeling test first this round to start drawing magic in.
Okay, so my channeling is willpower with an advancement of 5. That would make it 37. Do I have any bonus to this? Since I was a squirrel, they didn't see me before, but then I'm like, oh, it turns out it's Brinda.
Well, this is to... Right now, you're just channeling magic to potentially cast the spell in a later round.
Okay.
So, no, this is just a flat, challenging test. There's no bonuses or anything to it.
Okay. So Brinda goes, ooh, like building up. 6.
So that was a success. So we'll say it reduces the CN by 1. Though, I guess technically that's no success levels, but we're not going to do it that way. So I'll say a minute. You're always channeling at least a minimum of 1.
Okay.
So next turn, if you tried to cast a spell, it would be you'd have to roll 7 success levels on your language magic test.
Jesus. How
But
is
again-
that even possible?
Well, it's not, which is why you will have to
Oh.
channel again the next round.
Okay. This spell better be real fucking good.
I mean, it's pretty brutal. It basically ignores armor, right?
Yeah, totally.
Yeah. The goblins are delayed this round by a goose and a duck. So it's back to Stevie.
Stevie's still on the bridge, correct?
Stevie and Harlow are still on the bridge.
Yeah. Harlow has pulled himself back up. I believe before Stevie dropped Harlow, did like a leg go through
Yes.
the bridge or something? So he needs to extricate his leg and try to make it across the rest of the bridge, correct?
Yup, agility.
Agility. Okay. I would also like to point out that Stevie is having a crisis of conscience. He still loves Miss Brenda, but when he saw her turn into a squirrel, he thought, wow, something to pet. So he's wondering whether he would rather have Squirrel or Miss Brenda at this point.
He could
That's
have
fair.
both. Plays his cards right.
There we go.
Can he get some kind of a boost now that he's seen the squirrel is Miss Brenda?
He's actually more daunted.
Okay.
So it's more difficult, actually.
Oh, no.
-1.
Minus 1.
So he spent a number of seconds thinking about petting a squirrel instead of extricating himself.
Sure.
God damn it.
He just pictured himself petting the squirrel and like playing lute songs to the squirrel, and it was a whole montage.
It took a while.
So agility, that's a 28. Can I again use my climb
You may.
advancement?
You
That's
may.
a 5. So 33.
32.
32 minus 1 because squirrel.
You fuckers thought I was kidding. Hell no.
Stevie roll 50.
So that is your third failed test.
Yes.
Stevie gets up and is making way across the bridge. Just hold the thought on your failure. Austin, it's Harlow's turn.
Unaware of Stevie's plight, Harlow just charges the length of the bridge now,
Okay.
heading straight for the closest goblin, sword aloft.
Oh, the goblins are quite far away.
Okay, well, he's just running for the edge of the bridge.
That's a good idea. Strength roll.
right, that's a 34. Ooh, that's a 3.
Harlow charges across the bridge, gets to the other side, is catching his breath, hears a crack and a snap. Stevie goes through, feet first, 2 planks, fingers scrabbling to catch hold. Nope. And the rope goes taut. Austin, Harlow has a second. He can immediately cut the rope with his sword or try to catch Stevie.
Yeah, Harlow's not going to cut it. He's going to dive for the beam supporting the edge of the bridge. I made it to the end, right?
You made it to the end.
Okay, yeah. The rope's wrapped around both of us. Harlow's just going to seize hold of the main, beam that's driven into the ground, anchoring the bridge to one edge of the gorge.
Sure.
And just try to hang on with his strength to catch Stevie in free fall.
Absolutely. It's a noble thing to do. I admire it.
Well, I've got brain damage, so...
That's 2 arrows to the head.
It is also quite hard to do, so that's going to be at minus 20 because it's a Stevie.
Okay. Yeah. All right, so then I'm trying to beat a 14.
Next week, the roles of Z'mage and Kurt will be played by Todd and Austin.
I see. One of y'all has to play a goose.
Well, that's obviously me.
It's whoever rolls worst.
Holy shit!
I rolled a 7.
Wow!
Nice.
Oh!
Harlow wraps his arms around this post. It creaks. The wood almost breaks. The rope almost breaks. But Harlow holds on. And Stevie is dangling like a piñata 100 feet above the bottom of the gorge, swinging in the wind.
That's awesome. That's the best thing I've ever rolled. I rolled a 7. I rolled a 007, actually. Corey, give me a Bond moment in the music.
Dun-na.
Thank you.
It is.
I don't have time for that shit.
I
don't do requests, Austin.
Corey, it's Miss Brenda's turn. You assume you're going to keep channeling the spell?
I love that everyone calls her Miss Brinda now.
It's like she's a 4th grade science teacher.
Exactly. The librarian. Yes. Yeah, she's now going, oh. She's still channeling.
Cool.
So that's a 37 again. That's an 87. I'm going to use a fortune to re-roll that.
All right.
That's a 16.
So you reduce the CN again by 1. And yes, magic is difficult to use in this system. Though a friend of mine who is running this set, they released a magic supplement that he thinks has better rules in it. But I haven't looked at that.
Yeah, glad we didn't order that book before. Great.
Well, you know.
Oh, she gets a little bigger.
The goblins managed to chase off Kurt the goose. So they are again taking shots. This time,
that kind of power?
well, they have goose spray.
I see.
Bat goose spray, actually.
Thank you, Kyle.
3 of them are shooting arrows at a dangling Stevie.
The old dangling Stevie. I don't want to think about what that means in any context.
Stevie catches an arrow in his right arm for 7 points of damage.
Oh, man. Toughness bonus.
So, with my toughness bonus, which is 4, Stevie takes 3 points of damage, and he's now at 15.
All right, and it is Stevie's turn.
Stevie's going to climb. Stevie has the basic skill of climb, 39, and the climb advances are 5. That is 44.
So this is going to say this is just going to be a challenging straight climb test. You cannot get help from anyone because Harlow is currently keeping you not falling.
He's not pulling?
No, he has no capacity to do anything else.
No, I am bleeding from the head.
Yeah, he's clinging desperately to part of the bridge, hoping like hell that the giant man he's holding up climbs quickly.
Ooh, it's an 81.
Oh, no.
Hello.
So Stevie is climbing up the bridge, and then he sees a black shape out of the corner of his eye. A raven lands on his head
So many fucking birds.
and slices through the rope with its beak.
God damn it.
And Stevie falls
Who the fuck was that?
into the gurgling gorge. The raven flies away. Though Miss Brenda can easily see, she can see magic now, that the raven's true form is that of some sorcerer. Perhaps Ethan Crane? Who can say?
Well,
Yeah.
You think he would take the form of a crane, but
Well, no, he didn't want to be too on the nose.
yeah, okay, gotcha.
But yeah, she could tell that this is the crow is definitely a wizard who used a spell similar to hers
Gotcha.
to take the form of a raven and cut the rope. Now Stevie's falling into the gurgling gorge, and we will end there tonight
Okay.
with the fate of the stevedore uncertain.
Oh, I'm gonna have to keep that going.
Yeah,
for
that's
a week.
gonna-
a week.
The whole week.
I mean, that's fine. That was like 4 or 5 episodes worth.
Yeah. I mean, if it's the Dragon Ball Z, like that's the rest of the season.
I started to say, if we actually released episodes like Dragon Ball Z, every time there's a new one, we play all of them.
God, it'd
leading
make our
up to
lives
that.
way easier if we
Right?
did that
All right, so Bastard Quest, Avian Fury.
Yeah.
I feel like we learned a lot today.
shit. I don't.
Yeah, like stay the fuck away from birds.
I've always said that.
I feel like we all knew that.
yeah.
There's a lot of weird turns in this Warhammer campaign. Ham flowers,
It's been a bit much.
bird conversations.
Bird observations, yes.
Very, very surreal.
Yeah.
Well, hey, thanks for listening to Bastard Quest. We appreciate it. We hope you enjoy this nonsense.
Jesus Christ.
Utter insanity.
We've been very pleased so far with how word of mouth has carried us.
Oh, yeah. Thank you, guys.
Yeah, it's much easier than spreading it via duck.
Right.
So definitely tell people about this one, I guess.
So, yeah, and also, if you are one of our patrons, thank you so much. We appreciate it. And after tonight's show, we all feel a bit guilty about taking your money.
Yeah, right.
I don't. I feel great about it.
Which Chris was featured earlier? We got Chris Douglas, Chris Raleigh.
I think that, are there 3 Chris's
Or,
now?
well, let's just unify the Chris's.
It's
It's been too long.
That's the thing. I couldn't decide on one, so I figured an ogre would be like 2 or 3 Chris's combined.
right. That makes
They're
sense.
the size of,
Yeah.
2 or 3 normal people.
And they're
Chris
both-
Rileglas.
Yeah,
So
that's
they're
right.
Yeah, so it's the Chris's ogre.
And they're lovely men, so we need to ugly them up.
That's right.
Yeah.
Also, thank you to our sponsor, Barrel and Bond, 100 Downtown Broadway. Wait.
Yes, if you cannot tell, we're partaking in some product from Barrel and Bond tonight.
From this episode, drinking.
Once again, that's Barrel and Bond, 100 Broadway Street in beautiful downtown Paducah, right on the banks of the Ohio River.
And if you go in the bathrooms, you know what you'll find?
Ducks.
Oddly enough, pigeons.
Oh,
Really?
Well, yeah, I can see it.
yeah, they suck at conversation, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And if you'd like to roll better than Todd rolled tonight,
I don't know. Todd has Norse Foundry dice right now.
well,
I
Well, that's
do.
okay. I will endorse them for my roles.
Yeah. It did make a noticeable difference in Austin's life.
Absolutely.
all I know is that Todd needs new Norse Foundry dice.
Yeah,
he
you
hasn't
don't
gotten
have
enough
enough.
sets.
Hey, and when I order them, I'm going to use code CHAM, that's C-HAM, and I will get 10% off.
We should change that to duck.
We appreciate our partners at Norse Foundry. We
Yes.
appreciate our sponsor, Barrel and Bond. We appreciate
Yes.
all our listeners, and we appreciate our Patreon members.
We just appreciate
Yeah. I told
in value.
I saw a squirrel in my yard, and I said, I appreciate you, squirrel. And I threw a brick at him. I'm Kyle.
I'm Todd.
Corey.
I'm Austin.